Hey everyone, Steve from Make Your Own Fun here. In this video, I'll be taking a look at the Soulcalibur II Gamecube arcade stick made by Japanese company Hori. Now, from my knowledge, this is one of the few arcade sticks made for the Gamecube, and in my opinion, it's probably the best as it's made by a company with lots of experience and an amazing reputation for arcade controllers. The stick case is a sort of Gamecube indigo blue, while the buttons and ball top are bright green and the two buttons at the top are yellow. The stick art features Raphael, Huang, Cassandra, Talim, Nightmare, and a nice Soulcalibur II logo. However, there's nothing much to look at the bottom of the stick. The button layout doesn't exactly match the Gamecube controller, but is probably optimized for Soulcalibur II more than anything. Left to right, top to bottom, the buttons are A, Y, X, B, L, R, and we have the start button on the top left and Z on the top right. The Gamecube definitely has a few good fighting games, but for sure wasn't the best console of that generation for fighters. I decided to try the stick out on a few that came to mind. First, I tried Capcom vs SNK 2, and the Gamecube and Xbox ports had the special EO or Easy Operation mode, which made moving and attacking supposedly easier. I ended up accidentally selecting this mode and then couldn't figure out why I wasn't able to move. Turns out that in this mode, you use the analog stick to move, and this arcade stick only works as the D-pad, which will cause another problem later. Anyways, after changing modes and doing a bit of button mapping, I was able to play it as a normal Capcom fighter and even do my trademark move of whiffing the Raging Demon. Next up, I tried Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which is one of the games I grew up playing the most, even if it was in the dark ages of the Mortal Kombat game timeline. Again, after a little button check and change, the stick ended up working fine, but unfortunately doesn't make the game any more playable. Now, I've never been the biggest Smash guy, and that is blindly evident when I tried to use this stick on Melee and get stuck at the character select screen because I didn't even know you couldn't use the D-pad to select a character and or move in the game. Thanks again, Smash. To stray from the typical fighting game list, I decided to give X-Men Next Dimension a go. I used to love the Mutant Academy games on the PS1, and I think I never played this one back in the day. And in my opinion, these games haven't aged well at all. The combat is a little clunky and it doesn't look that great either. I love superheroes and Marvel a lot, so if that has a novelty for you, then you might like it for a bit, but it's not something I see myself getting addicted to at all. So now the moment you've all been waiting for, Soulcalibur II on the Gamecube. At this point, I assumed that all the buttons should be perfectly mapped and laid out, so I just jumped right in, and you just have to go with Link in this version, don't you? As expected, the stick works amazingly in this game, and it's just heaps of fun to play. It's hard to imagine how some games for this generation can look so average while Soulcalibur 2 and 3 still hold up and look so amazing like 20 years later. Overall, it's great to have an arcade stick option for the Gamecube with nice micro-switched controls and arcade-style buttons. There are a few out there with mushy membrane controls which aren't really worth looking at, I feel, but you generally can't go wrong with a Hori arcade stick, and it's an awesome novelty to have it tied to an iconic game in Soulcalibur 2. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks!
Ah, Jesus.